Okay guys, I'm back and I've done 3 of the long cards. So this was the first one that we did with the banners and this beautiful little quote here about fathers. And then I wanted to do this one really simple because I really wanted to, I love the words. It's just having somewhere to go is home, having someone to love his family. So I really wanted that to be the focal point of the card. So I just punched out a few flowers from some of the patterned paper and added those on. And then this one, again, it was something similar. I really love this and I wanted that again to be the focal point. But what I did was I just punched out some butterflies again from the paper pack and then just added some little black pearls there for this one. So I thought the butterflies would lend itself quite well because there are butterflies within the paper pack. So that's those 3. So I'm probably gonna do some more longer ones, but I had an idea for a couple of the A2 size. Now what I thought was these would look really nice, and you would imagine these sort of framed, you know, on a wall. And I thought, oh, that's what I can make it look like, and have string coming from it as if it's hanging on a wall. I've tried this on one of the A2 size cards, and yeah, this size is a bit too big, really. Oh, you can't see that because I've just done black mat on there, so it would be a little bit big for this. But I would imagine that it would look really good on one of the 6x6s. So I might do that on one of the larger ones. But I'm going to do a smaller version on one of the A2 card bases. I thought this looked like wallpaper. And you could, what I've decided to do is mat that like that. And then have this as if it were a wall hanging. And I've got some string and I'm going to put a brad up there. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mat these. I'm just going to use some tape runner. Just first thing I had on hand, although the art glitter glue is just beside me too. So let's I can't quite get my head over here, so I'm just hoping that I'm about right there. Before I press anything down, no, it's got to come over a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to decide where the hole is going to be in this. Let me just grab my piercing mat. Okay, so I'm going to pierce a hole for the brad, because the brad I've got is only a little tiny brad. So let me get my pokey tool. Okay, so I want to sort of work out the middle. So we're at 5 1/4. So if I find the middle here, that's about central, I think. I'm just lining it up here and here and about there. Okay, so I just made that hole for the brad to go in. I'm going to push it in, but I'm not going to open it out so it's flat. I need it to stick out from the paper a little bit. So the way to do that is grip the brad and just press it from the back side, and you can see then there's room there to wrap the string around. So I've got some of this twine. This is from Creative Expressions. So it's gold and silver baker's twine. So I think I'll probably use the gold one. Let's see if I can find the end for that one. There we go. And just cut a length off there. Okay, and I just want to have it so it's just going around like that. and then it'll be like as if it's hanging. So this is obviously too much twine, so let's cut some off. I'm going to need to tape this almost as far down to the bottom. Okay, so I've just got some Scotch tape here, so I'm just going to tape this at the back. Just sort of see what that looks like. Yeah, I like that. And then I'm going to pop this up on some little foam pads. So these foam pads are also available from Maymay Made It. So let's just add a few of the foam pads. Just pop one in the middle and then one on each of the corners. Okay, and then just pop the backers off. I'm doing it on the mat, and when you stick this down, because this paper is so thick, lovely and thick this is, it's not going to impact on the brad at all. So did I got them all off? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to hang this off the brad. And I think that looks lovely. It looks like it's hanging on a wall. And then all we need to do then is attach this down to our card base. So I don't know whether to use a black card base. Yeah, that's quite nice actually. Or to use the white. Oh, I'm a bit torn now. Do you know what? I think I might make two. So I'll put this on the black background. And what I actually want to do is, I meant to put a little bit of tape over that brad there. Don't want it catching on anything. Okay, so let's make sure I've got it the right way around. Oh, these are lovely. It's turned out really well. I really like it. And it just looks like it's hanging on the wall of a house. So I'm going to actually make a few more of these using the various different card sizes. And then I'll be back and we'll go through some other ideas. What we've done so far is we've made 12 of these little mini cards using the cut aparts and some of the stickers. I made these two cards because these just remind me of things that you would have on your wall, and this actually reminded me of wallpaper. So I made those two. This was an A2 size and this one is a 6x6. So I've made those, and then I made the long cards, and these turned out really sweet actually. It's a nice way to use some of the longer sentiments that are in the cut aparts. So there's that one, and what I did, I just punched out some flowers with some of the coordinating paper in the pack and just added some little pearl dots there. This one I kept it very masculine because it is about dads. So I just made some banners and just matted it and put some stitching around the outside. This one again, I wanted the focus to be on the sentiment from the cut aparts. I just think it's really, really beautiful. And then I chose, because there's a butterfly in this here, I got a butterfly punch, sorry, from my stash, and I just punched out some of the butterflies in some of the coordinating paper and just added a few little black pearl stones there to those. I also did off camera, I made this card which Maymay made in a recent video as well. I'll link that also below for you, and this is the waterfall card. So I thought the sentiments were so lovely that if you gave a card like this, I mean, this is just a perfect gift on its own. And if you wanted to use just make these cards using that 12 by 12 pad as Christmas gifts, you would easily get 10 or 15, I would say, out of the pack easily. So yeah, so this was the waterfall. This is one of the stickers that I just mounted onto some red cardstock. This is from the sticker sheet as well, and then I just used some of the little black pearls that I've got, and then I matted this up here, and then I matted this with red, and then put some of the designer series paper, like the patterned paper there, and then that's one of the sentiments as well. So then this one was one of the long sentiments, so I cut that down into 3 equal parts, and because the sentiment says a family stitched together with love seldom unravels, so I thought I would just put stitch lines all around there. And then obviously you've got photo mats there. This one I've left blank because the pattern paper was really quite nice, and yeah, and then you've got the photos, you put photos up there. And then the last one I put this little sentiment here: our family is our circle of strength and love, and I really, really like that. And then obviously I matted the pull tab as well. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to look at doing the 5 by 7 cards from the larger cut aparts that I dissected earlier. So I've also got some mats to mat these. I've also got the mats, the larger mats for the card base, and the card bases cut. These card bases to make 5 by 7 cards are cut at 7 by 10 inches. So you would score them down the middle at 5. Okay, so we're going to be doing that. First thing I want to do is just to decide what mats I'm going to put behind these, and they're only going to have a small border. Then they'll be mounted with the larger mat on this one, and then this will be mounted onto the card. Okay, so I like that as a black one, because this is green. I think I'm going to use a black one on this one. That's nice. This one is black, so I'm going to use a green on there. That really makes that pop. That's lovely. That's that. I think I'll use a black one for that as well, because of the background here. This one might be nice with a green mat. Yeah, that's nice. And I'll just give this one a black mat. So I'm going to mount all these onto their mats, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back, and I have these matted. I matted them with a smaller layer, and then I matted them with a layer that would fit with a 1/8 of an inch border on the cards. So these cut aparts are 4 by 6, I believe. 4 by 6, yep. So the outer mat is cut at 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. This first mat, and then the final mat is cut at 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, which is going to give a 1/4 inch gap. So I've as I say, I've mounted all of these, and I've got my card bases, and as I said, these are 5x7 card bases, and I've used craft cardstock for this, and I've cut these at 7 by 10 and scored at 5, which gives you the 5x7 card base. Okay, so I'm going to pick out the ones that are in portrait and in landscape, so we can, oh, that's nice, we've got 3 of each. Okay, so we'll do the portrait ones first, and all I'm just going to do is attach them down to the card bases. So with this sort of card, you can obviously add more embellishments. You can add ribbon, or maybe some nice twine, or some little gems, you know, a bit of bling, whatever you want. I'm going to keep these really simple, really plain, because I just think the cut apart sentiment it just speaks for itself. So that's one. So I'm going to go through these. So do the portrait ones and then the landscape. Because these are double matted, I think it just gives a little something extra. You of course don't have to double mat, you don't have to mat at all. You know, you could just make some 4x6 card bases and have that fit on the whole card base without matting at all. Okay, so these are the 5x7 cards that we've made. As I said, you can add some little gems or ribbon or bows or anything on these. Okay, so I'm going to put those to one side, and I'm just going to see what we've got left paper pad wise. We've got tons left. Okay, so we've got the sticker sheet still with lots left. So we've got bits and pieces here, and you can see where I've been cutting out with my punch. We've got lots and lots of paper left, tons of paper. So what I think I'm going to do is, let's get this cardstock out of the way. So yes, there's still 1, 2, 3, 4 full sheets left and lots of scrap. So I'm going to definitely make some smaller cards that I can put into gift boxes. And then what I might do is make some coordinating envelopes with the remainder of the paper, so they all sort of coordinate together, which would be nice. So if I make my envelope punch board out, so if I make a card, if I make some 3x3 cards, for example, so I'm going to need 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 for each envelope. Yes, so I could probably, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make 3x3 cards and some coordinating envelopes. So I'm going to get all the pieces cut and ready, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, I've got some 3x3 card bases here. These are cut at 6 by 3, and they're scored down the middle at 3 to give us 3x3 cards. I've just gone through some of my cut off pieces that I've used for different cards and things to make these, so I'm not sort of using extra cardstock. I want to sort of use what I've got. And then with my other scraps here, I've cut down some various different colour mats. And then I've got some other scraps here to do some stamping on. I've cut out each one's envelope piece which, as we said with the envelope scoreboard, it is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 to fit a 3 by 3 card, and just some scraps to go with that particular paper, to give us a coordinating envelope and card. So I've also got just a handful of, I just grabbed them out of my storage, my stamp storage, just a selection of cards, stamp sets from Maymay made it as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I've already scored, but I'm just going to fold and burnish all these little card bases. Oops. So I'm just going to crease these. So let's have a look. So this one, I thought I would mat it with a piece of black cardstock, and then just put 2 banners here, and then I'll put one at the bottom, one at the top, and find a sentiment. That little hello sentiment is going to be great, because that will pretty much go with every sort of card, so this should be great. So let's get the card bases to one side. The mats, I wanted to banner cut these. Now you can do it with scissors, or I've got a punch here. You can actually also do it with a square punch. If you've got a square punch, you can just pop it in the corner like this, line up the edges, and then you can do it that way. But this one I've got is a Stampin' Up banner punch. It does 3 sizes. It does 2 inches, 1.5 inches, and the 1 inch, which is the one that I'm going to be using, because the cards are only tiny. So I'm going to just slide that in and punch that out, and I'm going to do exactly the same with this one. And then I'm going to decide how I want them. So I definitely want this colour as the mat. So let me just get my art glitter glue and get this bit stuck down. So these are cut, the mats are cut at 1/8 of an inch smaller than the card base. So these are 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. So maybe just put one there, and maybe just stamp the little hello down there. Yeah, I think I'll do that. See what ink to use that will show up on black. The oxide ink show up really well. Let's try the see if we can try the cracked pistachio, because that should go really nice with these. So let's just stamp this down the bottom here. That looks kind of sweet there. So I'm just going to clean off my stamp. And then I'm just going to decide where I want the banner pieces. So I think I have one that comes to there, and then one to there. So I'm just going to get my scissors and snip where I've marked. There's one. Where did I mark the other one? Oh, there it is. And 2. So again, just some art glitter glue just to stick these down. Again, don't worry if it seeps out a little bit, this glue does dry clear. Okay, that's quite cute. So then I'm going to put this with that one to make its envelope. In fact, what I'll do is I'll make the envelope with you as well. So I'm going to use the envelope punch board, and this piece measures, as we said, 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, which is the measurement for a 3 by 3 card. Okay, so the first score line that you need to, whoops, so the first score line is at 2 5/8. So you line your paper up to the 2 5/8 mark, you punch and you score, and then you just line this little piece up here, this little section here, the score guide, up to the score line that you've just made. You punch and score, and you do that all the way round until you've got punch and score mark on all 4 sides. Okay, and then if you want to, there is a corner rounder on here as well, so you would just turn it round and just round off the corners, which I think looks nice. It just sort of finishes it off. And then just move those bits out of the way, pop the bone folder in there, and then you just fold up the envelope and crease it as you go. So you just fold up all 4 sides. And then there is a specific way that this goes. That's good. Okay. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue just on this piece here, just to hold it, spread it out a little bit because I don't want it sticking and oozing out, and then just a little bead of glue along there to seal up the envelope, which I think is so cute. I'm going to actually just pop the little card in, and it just fits in there perfectly. So you get a little 3 by 3 card and envelope. So I'm going to go through all of these and do the envelope and the cards, and then I'll be right back to show you what we did. Okay guys, I'm back, and what I've done is I've made I think it's 8 3 by 3 cards with their coordinating envelopes, using some of the pieces that I had left. Some of these were actually cut off pieces that I used. So there's that one. I used a stamp set from Maymay, made it for that one, and I think there was a few others that I stamped. This one I just used one of the stickers, popped it up on some foam dots, and again used another sticker from the pad for this one. And these are really cute for 3 by 3 cards. The stickers come in really handy. And there's another one. Just lovely, plain, simple cards. And then with their coordinating envelopes. This one is another stamp sentiment, and I've just used some banners, the one I showed you at the beginning, I think. This one again is another sticker one, and this one is another one that I did. I just, instead of having the matte piece as a mat, I just cut it diagonally and then found a stamp from, I think it was, yes, it's the Maymay made it set called Just to Say Hello. So this is the stamp set that I've used for the stamped images on here. So I'll show you what I've got left. This is what I've got left from the pad. Okay, I have some more cut aparts here, lots and lots of scraps, and then I have 2 full sheets of 12 by 12 left, and some stickers left as well. So this is the other 12 by 12 sheet, and I really like these sentiments on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off this pack making A2 sized cards, so, or however many I can get out of the bases that I have. So these are the ones that I showed in part 1 at the beginning of the different card sizes that I'll be using, and these are the ones that are available from Maymay Made It. I got these with my design team package. So I'm going to make whatever cards are left up with the papers and the scraps and the stickers that are left, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back at the end and I'm going to show you all the cards and things that we've made using this 12 by 12 patterned paper pad. Okay guys, so I'll be back very soon. Hi guys, okay, I have done 12 A2 size cards. So what I did with the sentiments that I cut out, I sacrificed that 12 by 12 piece of paper that had the additional sentiments on, and I cut all those out. So I managed to get all 12 of these with the cut aparts that were left and the ones from that sheet, because I had scraps left that I could use for mats and things, so I thought I would do that. So these ones I've just put up on some foam squares, and I've just double matted them. So if they already had a black frame on them, I matted them with red and then again with black, which I think looks really nice. So there's that one, then that one, this one. So I'll just go through them all so you can see them. And then a few of these I had smaller sentiments on, so I just did a few just little embellishments on the cards. Okay, so what I've got left, just put these over to the side. So what I've got left are these stickers and all these scraps. Okay, so what I've done is I've put myself down some 4x4 card bases. So these are 4 by 8 scored in the middle at 4 and folded over, which will give us a 4 by 4. So I'm going to use the scraps of paper, and I'm going to use the stickers that are left over, and finish this off by making as many 4 by 4 cards as I can with what I've got left. So once all that is done, then I will be back to show you all the cards that we made from one 12 by 12 paper pad. Hi guys, okay, I have now finished and I've made these 4 by 4 cards and used some of the stickers. So I'll just quickly run through these. Just using the stickers and things that were left. I think I've gone through all those. Yeah. So what I've got left is this pack of scraps. Now you could obviously go on to make more cards and maybe just you know, use scraps to do it. I know Maymay did a fantastic video where she showed you how you can make cards using your scraps. If I remember, I will link that in the description bar below as well. Where you could use strips of your scraps to do cards. I actually made one of those and sent them to Maymay as well, and they're fantastic, they're brilliant to do. So I will leave that video link in the description bar for you. So this is the scraps that we're left with. I'm not going to make any more cards from this. I'm going to make tags, because these are mainly long strips and that will be perfect for tags. So you could do tags that coordinate with the cards and things like that. So that's the plan with the rest of these scraps anyway. So what I've done is I've counted and I've made 50 cards from that pack of 12 by 12 paper. And just to remind you again, the paper pad was from Carta Bella and it's called Our Family, and this is available from maymaymadeit.com. Again, the link for the store I will leave in the description bar below. And I'm just going to have a little quick look through these again. So you've seen the 4x4s and then all the little 3x3s with their coordinating envelopes. These were the first ones that we did. These are the little mini cards using the cut aparts. So we've done those. These are the A2 sized cards. This was the one that I did. I thought it just looked really sweet and looked like a picture frame on the wall. And then obviously I just used up all the little cut aparts and some of the stickers and just lightly embellished. So those. This has been such a fun thing to do. I was a little bit worried that I wouldn't be able to create as many cards as I have. There's another, that's a 6x6 there. Then I also did the card that Maymay did with the flip, the waterfall, and then these are the 5x7s. And then we did some lovely long ones as well. So yeah, so this was fantastic for me. It was a good challenge and I'm really glad I did it. And it is just amazing what you can get from a 12 by 12 pack of paper if you're just concentrating on cards and things. If I hadn't made envelopes, if I'd have made just A2 size cards, you know, the results would be different. But I wanted to try lots of different card sizes, so we get a variety, and this sort of thing to do would be absolutely fantastic if you're doing a craft fair or anything like that. Just grab a 12 by 12 paper pad and just sit and make loads of cards. So thank you Maymay for sending out this pack. Thank you to all of you for watching, and I really hope you give this a go. There will be a huge blog post on the maymaymadeit.com website which will give you details of all the videos and all the design team members that took part. So thanks so much again guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.